Hello and welcome to another Stellarian Games video. In this episode, we're going to be continuing our DM box series. This series is basically filling up a box full of goodies for a new Dungeon Master as a holiday gift. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at how to make some basic dungeon doors. These are great to put obstacles in front of your players or make them have decisions about which room to enter, or they can enter without looking for traps, etc. Doors are a great way to put obstacles in front of your players. So in this episode, we're going to be looking at how to make that, and we'll be continuing the series with a couple other items yet before this is finished. So let's go to the table and see how this is done. Okay, to begin this craft, we're going to be using some super jumbo popsicle sticks. These are bigger than kind of your normal jumbo popsicle sticks. These are about 8 inches long. And we're measuring along the edge of these at about 1 inch and 5/8 to make kind of the right size doors. Now I'm using a wood burner and just etching along the entire length of the popsicle sticks to make the planking for the doors. I'm kind of waving that wood burner back and forth to make sure that it gives kind of a more organic feel to the wood, not just perfectly straight lines. So I'm just kind of zigzagging it just ever so slightly to give it a little bit more rough-hewn look. Once all of those are wood burned, I'm running them through a bandsaw to cut the doors to length. And then on a sanding block, just kind of cleaning up the bottom edges where the blade went through the popsicle stick. Now I'm using some wood stain, similar to how I did in the barrel video. I really like the look of the wood stain rather than just a painted look, so I decided to do that again with the doors. Just dipping them in the stain and wiping it off on a paper towel. Next, I'm using a little chunk of XPS foam with a pattern drawn on it. These will become the hinges. I'm just hot wiring the shape of that, and then with a very sharp X-Acto knife, I'm just slicing off thin versions of each of these hinges so they'll have kind of an identical shape all the way through, and you can just kind of use these on all of the doors as pairs. Now I'm attaching those with a little bit of white glue to each of the doors. I'm also doing it on either side of the door, so I'm careful to have some on the left side, some on the right side, so that you could have doors opening to the left or to the right. I also did a variation on the style of the hinge, just to make a little bit more decorative hinge. I'm coming along with a little black paint and painting up all of the hinges. I kind of regretted gluing these onto the door ahead of time. It was a bit of a pain to paint them on the doors. It might have been easier to try to paint them off the door, but they were pretty finicky little foam pieces, so I'm not sure what the answer to that is. Next, I'm putting a little tacky glue onto a scrap piece of cardboard and attaching some metal jump rings for door handles on some. I'm trying to wrap that glue kind of around the edge of the jump ring to make it look like it's a hasp on the hinge. I'm also putting some small beads on to emulate door handles. So some got rings, some got beads. Next, I'm putting a little black paint over that glue to make it look like it's attaching those rings. I'm putting a little bit of bronze paint on the hinges, and I really didn't like how this ended up looking. So I only did it on a few doors and left those as is. But I switched over to a gunmetal gray rather than this bronze color. But before I did the gunmetal, I knocked down this bronze door handle look and painted that black. Then I hit each of those with that gunmetal and dry brushed that so it had more of an iron hinged look. Now I'm taking some small wooden circles, craft circles that you might find at a craft store, and just spray painting them black. These will be the bases for the doors. I'm using a scrap piece of XPS foam and cutting out a groove along the bottom edge, and I'm doing it on both sides. This will become a jig for the doors as I glue them. I'm just running it through the hot wire to create little grooves in these, and then I can put the bases underneath, glue the door on top, and kind of squeeze it into that little slot. That way the glue will set and the door will be perfectly vertical. All right, here's the finished product. Again, doors are a great addition to any table, and this is a fairly simple, easy project using those popsicle sticks to get both the curved doors and some straight doors, archway doors, or kind of wooden beam doors. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you.